Hello. Welcome back to the MJ Gooner podcast right here for the post-match review. Arsenal 1, Sporting 1, and penalty shootout. Arsenal 4, Sporting 5. Whew. I wish I'm not doing this at all. Even though talking about Arsenal is my passion, but the fact that right now I have to go back and relive the moment by talking about it, it's going to be painful. I know this is not a not quite of an instant post-match review. Again, it took me at least 5-6 hours to process everything. It was a tough loss. I just came back from home. I had a 3-hour drive pretty much around the city here in Vancouver, and it was a painful game to lose. And this game has everything. The happiness, the surprise, the joy, the climax, the grief, the disappointment, and the acceptance. Right? It's like a roller coaster after all, and I'm not sure if I want to relive that moment by talking about it, but here we go, and we have to talk about it. Starting 11. Let's talk about the starting 11. I was expecting a little bit more a weaker side, more changes to the side, but turns out we went for pretty much a very strong squad. I was expecting KT coming back in for Zinchenko in this game, but because it's at home, it's because the stake behind the whole game. I would understand why KT would be left out, but based on right now what you're seeing, I don't think we will see more than 30 minutes of KT for the remainder of his career here at Arsenal. And midfield is, Jorginho, Xhaka, expected that. Nelson, who else? Vieira, Nelson, Martinelli, and also Jesus up top. And honestly, for Xhaka and Jorginho, I knew it. I knew they were going to start in this game. And I was expecting Fabio Vieira to play on the right-hand side, Nelson play on the left, or even Martinelli on the left. And Odegaard will be coming back in as the number 10 in this game. And also, I was expecting Trossard to be starting as well. He had a very good game last time, 3 assists in the first half, and you thought there's no way you're going to drop this guy. But turns out Gabriel Jesus, it's ready and he's fit, and he started in this game. And the last time we saw him start for Arsenal was back in November, which was 4 months ago. And back then we were 5 points clear. Everybody thought his significant injury that cost him during the World Cup. Everybody thought, without him, we might not be, we might bottle the league or something like that. We might actually going for top 4. But right now we're going for the league, 11 more games in, and after all these, 3-4 months, we're still at the top of the league with 5 points clear, which shows that we have to give credit to a lot of guys as well, not just Jesus. You got to give credit to Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard. Everybody pretty much contributed quite evenly, and even Eddie as well. Even though before he got injured, he was relatively we were quite disappointed with his game, but that's just part of football. There will be times where you'll be very good, and there are times where you're just not very good and just kind of fell into a slump. And that's exactly what happened to Arsenal, or to Eddie. But I wouldn't even blame him. But right now we have a very good squad. We have a very healthy squad in a way. Even though Eddie is out, Smith Rowe is not quite there yet. But looking at the bench, we look very, very dangerous as well. But this game's all about rotation. It's about using your squad right. And we have a Crystal Palace game at home on Sunday, the final game before the international break. And you thought how much rotation you want to make in this team and how much you actually care for this Europa League. And today's game pretty much sums it up. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans would probably think like this. It might not be, of course, it would be nice. How about that? it would be nice that we would win this game, advance to quarterfinal, and see how it goes. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But I'm sure not a lot of Arsenal fans were expected this result to didn't go into our way. It went against us. The fact that everything just went against us today. And I'm not talking about Sporting was lucky or anything. They were a very good team today. They managed to get a win against us. They managed not to lose against us at the Emirates, and they play very well football at times, especially in the first 15 minutes. They have 52 possession or 58 possession in the first half or the first 15 minutes, and they were all over us at one point. And at one point we were kind of like a scaredy chicken, just headless chicken running around and causing us a lot of problems at the back at times. But Sporting was, in the end, was the better team. You got to say that. I got to throw my hands up and say that congratulations to Sporting. Hopefully, with the fact that they beat us, I would want them to win the Europa League. I think that would be fair in the end. At least if they win, this loss today might not be as stink as the other ones, but hopefully Sporting will go on and win the competition. Of course, we don't want United to win. United got their fun of it. United got the Carabao Cup a few weeks ago, and that's pretty much just kind of leave them there for the Carabao Cup. That's it. But this game, just like I said, it has everything. It has everything that it's all. It felt like a script. It felt like the narrative kind of went against us, and it did. 9 minutes in, guess what? Tomiyasu was taken out. It was a slip, isn't it? It was a slip against Trincao. I have no clue how he ended up here at Sporting. I thought he was a very promising player for Wolves, but right now we're just seeing him at Sporting, and it's weird. Tomiyasu went off. Turns out, of course, after the post-match conference, Arteta said that it looked worse than we thought it was going to be. And apparently Tommy is in crutches at the moment. So that is something else for you. That is pretty much what we all need to know at the moment. I really hope that it's not something serious, because we certainly need Tomiyasu back on the right back area. We still have one more game until heading off into the international break. It's a much needed break for a lot of us, especially for Ben White, who didn't get called up today by Southgate. I have no clue why, but at the same time, I'm sure not a lot of Arsenal fans would be quite bugged about it. The fact that we need to rest players. For the past few weeks, it has been intense. We have been playing twice or 3 times a week. And right now, getting that a little bit of an international break will certainly benefit a lot of players. And later on, Nelson playing on the right hand side today. I thought he was fine in the first half. That one cross that he made in the 15th minute was sensational. I think this is, again, another benefit to why having Nelson in the squad as well. I think his crossing has been phenomenal. Compared to maybe Martinelli or even Saka as well. I felt like Nelson kind of gave us the feeling of how Callum Chambers. I think Callum Chambers has a very good cross. If you guys remember, I think in the 2019-2020 season where he assisted Martinelli's first goal, that was a very good cross. And later on, I believe in the 2020-2021 season, I think that season where Chambers had a kind of a comeback season, and I think his crosser was fine. I think Nelson has that kind of a pose. He definitely has a lot of threat when it comes to crossing. I think his crossing game is very strong. He got an assist to Ben White almost 2 weeks ago. And I thought, that cross was really good. Gabriel Jesus was, on the other hand, try to go for a shot. goalkeeper kind of pounced it away, which I go over the goalkeeper. Of course, I don't want to make this a 50 or an hour video talking about the game. I certainly do not want to, but pretty much picking out some certain moments. And of course, there might be moments right now that I might not be instantly could think of. It's been a while already. 7-8 hours, so certainly my memories haven't quite refreshed yet, but here we go. First 15 minutes, we just felt like we were a little bit shaky at times. Even having Gabriel Jesus back, it's not always rainbow and sunshine. He struggled a little bit at times, but I think overall that first 45 minutes from Gabriel Jesus, I thought it was positive overall. 20th minute, Xhaka's goal was, just what a way to start. It was, I believe, Jorginho, what a great pass. It was a through ball to Martinelli, outstretched the opponent, and Martinelli tried to go for goal. Good stop by the goalkeeper, but it fell perfectly right in front of Xhaka's feet and buries that one in. It was 1-0. It was a great start. I thought, it was a very tough first 15 minutes, and later on we just scored the first goal. We just had to find the first goal. That was it, and we got our first goal, and we thought we could probably build that momentum and score a few more. And later on, after that goal, Saliba just indicating that he's injured and he has to walk off the pitch. He looks fine, but on Twitter, reports are saying that his lower back might be tight lower back or something like that. I really hope the fact that he was being taken off today, I hope it was just a precautionary, a precautionary move, because certainly you don't want to risk Saliba for the rest of the season, for sure. And of course, he got called up as well. So if he could somehow skip that France international duty, I would be deeply appreciate that. Hopefully that is going to be what happened. And Rob Holding coming on with his new hairband. And the last time we saw him was, when he struggled a lot against Haaland. But against Haaland, he did a job. Haaland didn't score in the first half. Nobody scored in that first half. And you thought, okay, the fact that if Saliba plays today, then I'm sure Rob Holding might not be getting a chance by the end of the season. But here we are. It's 2023 and we're still playing Rob Holding in the back. How crazy is that? And Rob Holding came on, and that, I was thinking about, what? Maybe we can put Ben White as center back, partnering up with Gabriel, but who's playing right back? And turns out we don't have a right back anymore at the moment. So Rob Holding is the obvious candidate. I don't think playing KVR would make sense in that area. We need a right-footed center back. But I'm sure going into the next transfer window, the summer transfer window, we have to sign a right-footed center back to back Saliba up. But having Rob Holding in, it's a little bit shaky, and especially in the game like this where it was a very tight game overall, I don't think Rob Holding it's that type of player anymore. To be fair, Rob Holding before his torn ACL in 2018, 2019, he was looking very good. Before his ACL injury against United, I thought he was really, really good. I just got to put it out there. He was really good. And I thought, he started to, I think that was his third season. Everything started to come along with him very well. 24-year-old back then. 23, 24-year-old. But that big ACL injury certainly stopped him to progress as a player. And here we are. I don't think he improved a lot, to be honest, but he's certainly a liability in the game as well. And Saliba came off. Jesus is still very, very good. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there might be very shaky moments from him, but Jesus, that chance where he was kind of right outside the box, kind of bops and weave in the box, get a shot. But there was no penalty in the end. I remember that chance right there. But he still got it. He still got it. But it was an offside after all. It was no penalty. But later on, there's another chance. Again, bops and weave right outside the box. Just came in the 18-yard box. And they go for a shot. But Adon, the goalkeeper, was amazing. He's definitely the man of the match for that game overall. I mean, there's no way you don't think that he's a man of the match. The fact that he's 35-year-old in a game like this and just pulled out a stunning performance against us. I thought it was I thought this performance was kind of a replica from Fraser Foster against Southampton last season. It was horrible. And later on, suddenly Sporting has a solo run, and you can see that Rob Holding is just kind of being tailed away. It was so disorganized in that moment, but I think the ball kind of went over the bar. It was, but having Rob Holding, it's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't want to trash him a lot, but that's how I'm sure a lot of that's how we all felt at that moment. It just felt so disorganized with Rob Holding at the back, and we thought we might somehow manage to fall, but we didn't. We stayed put. Go into the second half. We had a very poor start, but Jesus coming off again. I'm sure this is what Arteta has been planning, has been thinking about. Giving him 45 minutes, putting Trossard on. I think that's the benefits of having a good, squad depth. That's what we did. And it looks like, Big Gabby picked up a knock. And then, again, we've been so unlucky with the injuries already, right? Within 45 or within 50 minutes, we already used up 3 substitution, and we only have 2 more in that half. And we have a poor start, shaky defense, just kind of leaky here and there. But again, when you're not having Saliba at the back and with a lot of intensity going on in the game, I'm not expecting much from the team, to be honest. But I mean, this is exactly what happened. The whole time when I was watching the game, I was writing down notes. Not quite minute by minute, but the way how I say it just now. It was highlights by highlights, but later on, I have no time. I have no energy to write notes because I'm concentrating on this game. And later on, out of nowhere, I forgot his name. Oh, crap. The guy who scored. I forgot his name. The guy who scored. Goal of the season. Goal of the season in the tournament. And definitely goal of the season for the goal that we conceded. Or even goal of the season for them, for Sporting. What a great goal. I don't know who to blame. Should I blame Jorginho for losing possession? Should I blame Xhaka for that? Or should I even blame Ramsdale for that? I don't even know who to blame. All I know is that once he took a shot, I thought, oh no, with a very good height as well. And I just went back up the net. It was perfect. It was a perfect goal. It kept, like, the way how the players struck the ball was perfect, right? It was perfect because I know there are players out there trying numerous attempts on this, a similar goal like that. But in order to strike a ball that cleanly, and the fact that it has the pace, it has the height, and it has some sort of luck as well to score that goal. And Sporting clearly has what it takes to score that one. And just like that 1-1, and we did a huddle. We did a huddle and trying get this game back. Saka coming on, Thomas Partey coming on, trying to make things differently. But at times we allow ourselves to be very disappointed, especially Fabio Vieira. Today's game was not a good game from him at all. We all praise about him last time for playing very well against Sporting away, and today was completely shambles. His performance today. There are times where I think there are times where there are players who would do a little bit too much in the box, and that's what Fabio Vieira did in a lot of ways and a lot of times. And I don't think he was very good today at all. And the fact that one competition that's gone right now, like where do we see him right now? I don't think if Odegaard is fit for the rest of the season, I don't think Fabio Vieira will start. Let's put it that way. Or maybe a game or two. That's it. That's about it. But it shows that in a game like this, Odegaard is very, very important. The way how he keeps the ball, simple passes, even though Odegaard did have a little bit of a Hollywood passes in him, but that's it. But oh my God, for the last few minutes, we're going for it, and we just can't. A few more chances, but the goalkeeper was a phenomenal Adan. I don't know how this guy do it. This shows how unlucky we are and how great suddenly Sporting can be. Right, we in front of goals, we did all the right thing, but goalkeeper just was amazing. And then we go into extra time. I don't remember the last time we went to extra time. I think it was Olympiacos? Yeah, I think it was Olympiacos, right before COVID. I remember I was working that day. I didn't even have a chance to watch that game. And I forgot how it went. I don't know what happened. But this game was, again, extra time. Worst possibility as well. We have a game on Sunday. We are, wearing the players out. I would be okay. I think I'll be less disappointed if we actually, get out of the game as soon as possible. Maybe losing by another goal. I would rather get the banter instead of the fitness of the players. But there was one play, Trossard was through on goal with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper saved it, hits the post, and it's gone. You know how unlucky that is? They gifted away a perfect opportunity for Arsenal to answer one back, but we just didn't capitalize it. I don't want to blame Trossard because, again, two defenders are closing down on him, but the goalkeeper, again, has been amazing. And later on, I believe it was the second half, or even in the the second half. Was it the second half? Yes, the second half of the halftime or the extra time. Odegaard puts one in. Big Gabby just, heads that one, but goalkeeper was amazing again. We should start to show a little bit more fire, a little bit more determination in the end. But it wasn't enough, and we have to go into penalties. And of course, I kind of knew it's gonna happen. I knew that we're not going. There's a bit of me thought we might not be winning the penalty shootout. I don't think we had a very good record anyway. I don't remember last time we had a penalty shootout. I think it was probably the I forgot. I think it might be Community Shield 2020-2021 season. I think that might be the last time. I don't remember. But God, Ramsdale for that one. Oh, it was poor. I honestly, I know penalty is very unpredictable. Anybody can take the win from that. But the fact that Ramsdale should have done better. The first one, I believe he guessed us the right way, but it was a good penalty. Odegaard scored. And later on, the second one, he got the right way, but he was 1 minute late to saving the ball. I don't think it was a very good penalty, but of course, it put so much power behind it. Ramsdale didn't try to go for it. He tried to go for it after the ball went past him. That was disappointing. Saka scored. And then later on, oh God, I think it was it the next one? Oh, and then the third penalty that he was trying to save, he got the hand to it. But like the commentator said, he tried to, put two hands behind the ball, and that might be possibly why he, missed that. And later on, Trossard scored. It was a very shaky penalty. And later on, Ramsdale got the right way as well, but it just went underneath his armpit, or he went underneath his arm. And that was at least two good opportunity for him to save it. He's giving me that type of a Petr Cech moment where he can't save a penalty, and that's what we're feeling. Apparently, Matt Turner is a very good penalty shootout goalkeeper. If injuries weren't that unlucky for us, I felt like Matt Turner might be playing in this game, or might be trying to save penalty. He might be the American hero, but we don't even have that option. Later on, Martinelli. Just another, not a very good penalty after all, saved by Adan. And in the end, of course, Sporting won the penalty shootout. That's it. We're out of the Europa League in the round of 16. And we have been bantering United, losing 7-0 or complaining about the preliminary round against Barcelona. And right now, they advanced to the quarterfinal, and we have to suffer from the loss today. Yeah, it is. A lot of people may not see that as a loss, but to a lot of us, it is a loss because we would have been in the quarterfinal, and we want to be in the quarterfinal. And again, I hope this is a blessing in disguise. Right? We have 11 more games right now. There's not 13 more games, not 15, not 16, 11 more games. We're potentially eliminated 5 games that were, might be potentially played in the Europa League, including the final. And yeah, that was pretty much the game. It's very disappointing in a lot of ways, right? Of course, I know not everyone. Of course, we are focusing on the Premier League, no doubt about that. But having a Europa League on the side as well, giving players some rotational changes, some game times for them. Right now, we don't even do that anymore. We can't do that. We can provide for them. Right now, we have to, block all the nagging from players that want to play more, and we have to put our best 11 for the final 11 games of the season. And I can't believe that we have arrived halfway through the season, more than halfway through the season, maybe 3/4. I don't know. But this is the last 11 games, like Arteta said after the post-match conference. It's 11 final, and the next final that we're gonna play is Crystal Palace at home. And oh God, it is just painful. So right now, okay, Europa League gets gone. I mean, we cannot look back and wish that we could have done this better and done that better. Even Odegaard, even Arteta said the same thing. We were not at that level today, and I can see that. I'm not saying that Sporting looks beatable, but I felt like it definitely looked very bad on us in the end, because I thought we would have been much better in a lot of circumstances, but we didn't. We were just unlucky with injuries. Goalkeeper was immense for Sporting, and right now we're out of the we're just out of the European competition right now. We wanted to lift, of course. Every team wants to lift up FA Cup, Carabao Cup, European Cup, like us for Arsenal. We want to lift up a FA Cup or a Europa League Cup or a Carabao Cup, and those 3 competitions are now gone. What does that mean? And looking at the table, we're top of the table with 5 games played and potentially go 8 points clear, but, having to play 1 more game than Man City. And I thought the fact that Gabriel Jesus' return had so much of a fairy tale behind it. It's because he's been out for so long. Everybody thought that we are not going to be doing well. We're going to bottle it while he was gone. But turns out, even though he was gone, we still play very good football, even though there were times where we shouldn't be losing games, but we did. But the fact that we still 5 points clear after that long was very, very impressive. And right now, 11 more games to go. And Arsenal just need to win for the remainder of the 11 games. And we'll have to start from Crystal Palace. But that international break's gonna benefit us. It's gonna benefit a lot of players that, who might not have an international duty. Now, I think that's a very good thing in a way, even though not a very good thing as a fan, because of course we want to watch Arsenal, we want to watch our favorite team every week, but that would not be the case anymore, or that would not be the case for next week. But this coming week, we have to grasp that, and later on in the last 10 games, this is where we have to go for the finish line. We need to gather all the firepowers and go for it. Again, next season, I don't know if we are going to win the league, right? Like, nobody knows. But this time of the year, this season, it has everything. I'm not saying that we have everything, but we have the ability to win. We have the chance to win. Why not take the chance right now? And I don't want to leave it till like next year and stuff like that. Right now, since we have a chance, why not take it? Nobody expected us to win the league. Nobody did. Of course, for us, earlier on in the season, we won a top 4. That was it, a top 4. But the fact that with the very good position that we're in right now, we just can't back out and give an excuse saying that, we won a top 4 all along. Yes, 7-8 months ago, we won a top 4 all along. But right now, no. We have a perfect opportunity for us to take, and we have to take it. And to take it, it's whether if Arsenal has the mentality to bounce back from whatever happened today. It's not a big deal. It's not like the biggest deal, but of course it's I don't know how you say it. But of course, this game, we could have won this game as well, right? It's not like, okay, we were winning in the first leg at home against Sporting, and second leg we lost it. That's not the case. It's the fact that we lost at the Emirates. That's it. And there are times where we're being shaky. That's it. So right now, Arsenal has to focus on the remainder of the 11 games, 11 final. Crystal Palace is the first one that we have to face, that we have to test. And of course, Crystal Palace has, kind of in the relegation zone. Of course, even though they're sitting at 12, but they're 4 points behind, the bottom per se. So they have something to prove. We have something to prove as well. But we know that City is playing in the FA Cup over the weekend, which gives Arsenal the opportunity to take that game, to try to beat Crystal Palace and put us 8 points clear with the game, with City with the game in hand. That's what I want to talk about, guys. I finally ran everything out. I feel better. I wasn't thinking about doing the instant reaction, but after a few hours, I just need time to process it again. It was a painful result for a lot of Arsenal fans. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are, saying that we don't care, blah, 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 but deep down inside, it hurts. And yes, it hurts. So thank you guys for listening to this podcast. Hope you guys enjoy this. Be sure to like this video or like this podcast and share it to all your friends, Arsenal buddies, whatsoever. And I'll see you guys in a bit.